Yo, what's going on, guys? It's AI Beats. Today's just gonna be a quick video. I'm just gonna go over a tutorial on mixing and mastering. I'm gonna go over mixing with gain staging, which gain staging is basically a way of mixing so that way there's a lot of headroom left on your beat, so that way you could put vocals on top of it, and it's just overall better for a rapper, so that way when they buy your beat, it leaves room for their vocals. So let's just get into it. And if you haven't already, just go ahead and like the video and subscribe. I'm gonna be putting out way more tutorials. If there's any specific tutorials you guys want me to do, then I'd be welcome to do them. But yeah, let's get into the tutorial. All right, so here's what the beat sounds like, completely unmixed and unmastered. I took everything off the master chain, and the only thing on the tracks right now are like EQs and other effects I did to them. For the purpose of this video, I just left them the way they were, because this is more of the leveling part of the mixing and mastering rather than the actual each track mixing, which I can do another video on another time. But this video is going to be focused on gain staging. So this is what the beat sounds like with nothing on it and everything is unleveled. Alright, so that's basically it. So now we're just going to get into the first step of gain staging. First step in mixing with gain staging, we are going to level the beat. So we're going to go to a part of the song where everything is playing, basically. And we are going to go to the mixer channel. And we're going to start with the main one, which is just the piano. And we're going to, I'll make this a little bit bigger. And we're going to mix each track to -12 dB, which you'll be able to see right here. So we're going to solo it, and you can see we're playing it. So as you can see, it's topping out at about -3 dB. So we want to bring this level down, so that way the track tops out at maximum -12 dB, as you can see right there. So that's perfect. We don't want it peaking above -12 dB at all. So there we go, that's the first step. So then we're gonna go through with each sound and do that. So solo it and then level it to -12 dB. Didn't have to mess with this one at all very much. So let's go on to the next one. Here's the hats. .808. We just want to make sure nothing goes above -12 dB. Perfect. All right, on to the clap. Wow, that is very loud. Alrighty, perfect. Snare. Alright, perfect. Open hat. Turn it up a bit, actually. Alright, and then kick. Perfect. Perk 1. Alrighty, perk 2. Perfect. Perk 3. Perfect. All right, so all the drums are leveled out. Let's go on to some other melodic parts of the beat. So like right here. So you don't want any level going above this negative 12 dB level. Just want to watch the peaks. So right there it peaked, but it's still below negative 12, so that's perfect. Let's go on to this bass. Just a little synth bass. Perfect. And then I'm not going to worry about the tag right now, but the tag is there. Alright, so now everything's leveled at negative 12 dB. We can go on to the next step. So, step 2. Step 2 is going to be mixing the beat the way you would any other beat from here. So this, we just created a bass of making it negative 12 dB, and we are going to, now we're just going to mix it to where it sounds like a normal beat. So we'll, you know, level, everything's at negative 12 dB. So everything's going to sound like the same, but now we're going to make it to where it sounds reasonable, like a rough mix. But with step 2, what we're going to do is, yes, we're going to mix each track to its, like, to where it needs to be. But what you're going to do is you're going to take this master track and you're going to turn it all the way up. So with this, it's going to turn everything up, but now once we mix it, it's going to sound louder, but once we bring it back down to unity or 0 dB, it's going to be, there's still going to be a bunch of headroom left because we mixed it at a louder volume than it really was. So let's get into that. So let's just take this first part and mix the piano. So I like that there. Let's bring in the voices. The bass. Perfect. All right, let's go into this second part with the pluck. Perfect. All right, now we're going to go into the main part of the drop. So let's just go one at a time. Let's bring in the hat. Eight oh eight. All right, let's go to this next part with all the perks. Perfect. Alrighty, let's hear all of the drums together. Alrighty, sounds good. All of it together. Now, I do have one more part over here, just a pad, so we're actually just gonna go mix that. So here's the pad. Alrighty, perfect. So now step 2 is done of leveling. Step 3. Step 3, we're basically going, I'm gonna unmute everything, and then I'm gonna right click the master track and bring it to reset. So now it is at unity to where it should be. So now you're gonna hear it. So it's gonna sound, the level is gonna be the same, but now the volume is just gonna be lower since we brought the master track back down. So we're basically done. Last step is just to add your master effects and your master chains, and then we're good to go. So let's get into how I master my beats. So the first thing I do to master my beats is on the bottom slot, I just add a fruity soft clipper, which is basically just gonna make it to where anytime it's clipping, which it shouldn't be, which is why we have gain staging, but I still like to put it on because it actually kind of boosts the overall volume of your track anyways. So now with that, so now it's gonna just lower anything that is clipping. Once we turn it up, it's gonna make it not clip. Next thing I like to add is, wherever you wanna do it, slot 1 or wherever. Next thing I'm gonna add is just a fruity limiter. I'm just gonna bring the attack, release, and sustain down. And we're gonna bring the ceiling up to about 7 dB. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the gain up until it sounds right, or just a little bit. Sounds good. And then we're gonna bring the saturation knob, and I like to bring it right to where it's leveling, not to where the peaks are. You'll see. So like, you can see that's kind of the line of where everything kind of leveling is. So I'm just gonna leave that saturation knob right there. So now I'm gonna go in. My next thing to add is I'm gonna add a fruity multi-bind compressor, and I'm just gonna go to the preset mastering 2.4. and call it a day. So now you can tell the beat is extreme, like way louder, and yet it's still not even peaking above 0. So we made the beat, so we mixed the beat at low level, and then with the master chains and master effects, we brought it up, and it's still under 0 dB. The last thing I like to add, and it only applies to some beats, but I just add an EQ, and I don't even really touch them. I actually go to just these faders, and I bring them up 1 dB, as you can see in the top left. And I bring up the 7th one and the 5th band, the 7th band and the 5th band up 1 dB. And what this does is it kind of just makes your hi-hats, which hit in this mid-range and high range, and your claps in the mid-range and high range kind of hit a little bit harder. So you can hear a difference just a little bit. So that's with it on. And then when I turn it off, so doing that just kind of makes the claps and the hi-hats a little bit crispier and just stand out more on the beat. So that's basically it. Let's just listen to it now and see how it sounds. Sounds good. Let's Let's go to the hook. Sounds good. Alrighty, so that is how you mix and master a beat with gain staging. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, drop a like and subscribe. I'm going to be putting out more tutorials and just more content and making beats and stuff like that. Let me know if there's any tutorial you would like to see, if you have any questions or stuff like that. If you want this beat, I actually just made this a few weeks ago, but if you want this beat, the link to my store will be down below, and just go ahead, click on that, and you can see my whole catalog of beats. And so yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.